All right, here we go again. So again, you can see more evidence of the needles of the tamarack coming down. It kind of gives the grade kind of a really neat appearance with all those yellow colored needles on the ground. So here we're getting into a straight section, and you're going to see more of this as we kind of move to the west. There's lots of curves sort of leading up to this point, and here's where we finally get to sort of straighten out a bit. So we got this nice long straight stretch here. We start getting into a bit more sort of swampy areas, and that's one of the reasons why it straightens out. There's less rock work and less kind of curves and stuff, or sorry, grade issues that you have to kind of be concerned about. That's going to resume after, but for now we get these nice little straight sections. So maybe what I should do is zoom you ahead a bit here, and you can enjoy the nice fall colors here in northern Ontario. Maybe before we do that, you can, if I come on this side here, you can actually see the incline to the grade. So you can actually see how we're coming up as we head. Well, I want to say we're heading west, but we're at 350 degrees, so I guess we're kind of heading north. All right, so here we're kind of getting into some of these swampy areas. Again, indicative of all the tamaracks. So tamaracks love where it's wet. So you can see all those beautiful golden colors kind of sticking out against the darker colored, non-needle losing coniferous. I'm gonna get my workout today, let me tell you. So I've done 16, so I got to do another 11 or so. Wow. The things I do for history. Oh, all right, so we're coming up to another little rock cut here. So not particularly big, not particularly high. So maybe 8 feet, 9 feet, mostly on the east side, I guess, since we are kind of going north. And then sort of typical northern Ontario, basically a little bit of rock punctuating swampy area. So yet again, another little bit larger swampy area here. We're gonna see some bigger ones coming up in the next episode when we get by Griff. I think there's a fine mist coming down. Is that a gunshot? Moose season open. Big game, sorry. But lots of people hunting for moose around here. Open last weekend. Small game's been open for about a month. We saw lots of partridge. Haven't seen one yet in a little bit, but God, we must have saw 20, 25. Oh, this is soft. Like literally when we were even driving in and it was still a little bit dark. Holy moly, this is hard to pedal. Still climbing. Whew. have to stop and clean off my glasses here. Had a little issue with my bike last week and it's still acting up. My rear wheel came off because of the trailer and messed with my gears a bit. My gears aren't shifting properly. Gonna have to take that in. Hopefully we can squeeze another couple of hikes in next weekend. So another rock cut here. Again, not particularly high, maybe 6 or 7 feet. Oh, there's a partridge. One just ran across the road up there. Yeah, it was a lot easier coming the other way. Maybe I'll give the lens a wipe here. We got some more rock work. Oh, those brakes are terrible. So again, just a little bit more of that rock work. Not particularly high. Partridge went in the bush here somewhere. There's the other one. So there's a male and a female probably. Into the bush. Their camouflage is so good. You don't see them unless they move. Sometimes you can literally, even if you're walking, you can literally walk right by them. Last weekend was Canadian Thanksgiving, and on the Monday, which was actually Thanksgiving, I went hunting with my younger son, and we got 5 birds, but we kind of, oh look, there's another one. That would almost look like a spruce grouse. So there's 2 types of grouse. There's the ruffled and the spruce. The spruce got a darker color. They like to eat pine needles. So their meat, like when you look at the breast, it's the ruffled grouse, or partridge as we call them, has a like almost like a chicken colored breast, a very pale colored breast, and the spruce grouse have a very dark colored breast, almost like you would see a thigh or a drumstick on a turkey. And they like to eat the pine needles, and so they have a very piney taste to them. You gotta, my mom always used to soak them in baking soda to get the taste out. Somebody got one here, a bunch of feathers here. Whew. Okay, we got another straight stretch here, so maybe we'll hold up for a second here, grab a drink of water, and continue plugging along. All right, here we go again. So I'm surprised we haven't seen anybody. I haven't seen one vehicle, one hunter. Maybe they got thrown off by that rain last night, I don't know. It's actually quite nice right now. Give the camera lens a wipe just in case there's, feels like there might be the slightest of mists. Hands are all sweaty. Can't get my gloves on properly. All of these problems. It's one of those goofy days where, you know, I got a couple layers on, I got the gloves on, I got my skull cap, but feels like I'm kind of overheating with all of this on. But I know if I take it off, I'll be cold. So, yeah, I know. Lots of complaints. Oh. I think it's one of the spots I stopped on last time I did a stop here. Is it? I remember seeing a shotgun. There's the shotgun shell and there's a spike. Yeah, I remember I literally stopped here with one of the episodes, so you can either shock and sell on the spike. So we're getting into another rock cut here. This one's a fairly lengthy one. You can see again how low it is. Rock cut here, probably, I don't know. It's hard to tell because the, you know, all of these holes that have been, you know, pounded into the grade, maybe 10 feet at the most. I don't know, it's hard to tell. I gotta wipe my glasses, I can't see anything. They're all fogging up. So again, normally these puddles are full of water, these holes. You can see here we're much higher. We're probably in the, I don't know, 12 to 15 foot range. Again, tremendous amount of rock work on parts of this line. And then here, there's all this sand. That makes it really hard to pedal through. So again, here probably still maybe 12 feet or so. Again, this rock cut's pretty lengthy. It goes on for a bit. So you can see it on both sides of the grade. And here it starts to peter out a little bit. Okay, so let's, maybe we got another straight stretch here. Maybe this is the last. I think we go here and then we I don't know, frick. There's a curve. I know there's a curve. There's two curves coming up. So maybe we have curve and then another curve and then we get to the bridge. We got to be getting close to the bridge. There's another spike down there. Okay, let's zip you ahead a bit here. So there's a spot, I think, coming up here where we start coming alongside the Canadian Pacific line. I guess more properly, the Canadian Pacific, Kansas City. It's still hard to say that. It still seems so funny. The CPKC. So basically, there's areas where these two lines, the former Grand Trunk and the former Canadian Pacific, parallel each other. Actually further up, when we're by Griff, we're literally going to be side by side with the Canadian Pacific line. And again, it was just path of least resistance, right? If the Canadian Pacific had a good route, then obviously this would be a good route for the Grand Trunk. I think this is it right here. Yeah. And you'll see the Canadian Pacific line, just the CPKC right there. So this is their Kaministiquia subdivision, which runs from Thunder Bay to Ignace, about 147 miles and change. Okay, let's hold up here for a second and then we'll continue on.